Greetings, my brothers and sisters. One and all. I would like to welcome the world of Omos.
Because it's been some time since our last game, would you guys like to reintroduce your characters real quick, and then I'll explain what's happening at the moment?
Sure.
Who wants to go first? I'll just read my little bio piece. I guess that's
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Aloof, friendly, kind, and slightly arrogant. Most of his own people look at him oddly, for he was different. Tall, even for his people, of soft brown skin, he kept his jet black hair short and closely cropped. The tradition of long flowing manes of his people was something he had abandoned early in his childhood. As hair falling constantly onto pages being read, or chemicals being mixed, or devices both mechanical and magical being made was an anathema. It had to go. As did many things that got in the way of his goal, his journey. Often his quizzical silver eyes would stare into some unseen distance, a reflection of his thoughts which assuredly traveled much farther. His thirst for knowledge was unquenchable, and his ability to put that knowledge to use creatively and in ingenious ways his driving force. At age 69, he is young to have acquired his elven adult name, but to reach his goal, which lay beyond his people's lands, expediency was his companion, and the necessity, which kept most elven young closest to the breast of family and kin, had to be overcome. He does not wish for kingdoms, nor crowns, nor worship, or any such hollow pursuits. He only desires to amaze the world and fill people with hope and passion, to dream big, to dream something better, then make it come true. And that be Pojem.
Alright, our high elf artificer.
Yes.
Alright, so that was very nice. Okay, so would anyone else like to just brief description of their character? Just, you don't have to go as in depth as Loot did, but it's also appreciated. Just you could just give like, your name, looks, maybe something that the party already knows about you, like a character quirk or something.
I'll go.
Okay.
My character's name is Mazda. She is a blue-skinned tiefling barbarian with only one horn, because it's been broken off, covered in scars. Just looks like she's been from a really rough place. She's been with the pages longer than any of you here. And when she gets drunk, she likes to punch people.
Yes, as we have experienced. Alright, and finally,
And you have one horn that's broken?
I had two horns, but one of them was broken.
Alright, and finally we have Bucky.
Is this working?
Yes, it is working.
Okay. I'm using the my phone for Discord, so this
same.
So yeah, I'm not used to using voice chat on here. Let's see. My character is Farron, and she is an elf archer who is an ex-member of the city guard. And I believe it's been so long. Okay, she wants to become a monster hunter.
All right.
And
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I don't know what else to say.
That's completely fine. I mean, if you'd like, you
Alright.
can just finish it at that. Yeah, no problem.
Alright.
Okay, so picking up from where we last left off, this small offshoot of the pages, you guys were given a listing, a job, an offer from the main group of pages located in Valishbor, the capital of this part of the country, or one of the major cities at least. Known for a lot of its seaward trade and a lot of its rough and tumble back alleys and city streets. You guys almost feel at home, if not slightly uncomfortable. But you guys were told that that this large shipment of books, some kind of theocratic novella of sorts, or a philosophy, was printed and smuggled into this country. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yes, into this country known as the sovereignty of Esrania. So basically, what's going on here is that that this large shipment of books was going to come around to this tavern that you guys were told to sit down at, chill out. It's going to come to you, which you guys did find. And after getting to a drinking contest and then starting a fight with, I think it was 9 or 10 guards, you guys found that 2 of the 3 carriages were actually decoys set with traps in order to fool anyone who were to interfere with this government / mercenary company's mission. But one cart did end up escaping, and well, at this point, you guys have kind of fled to the side, to the back alleys and side streets of this portion of Valishbor, because the city guards have begun to descend onto the area after many spells, and well, generally a lot of people were injured or killed in that fight. So at this point, you guys, I'd say have probably run. You're slowly gasping for breath, and you guys have kind of slid into a side alleyway, with some trash here and there. You notice some rats climbing up pipes and just feeding on whatever refuse is left over, and you guys actually have the unconscious body of one of the caravan drivers, or the cargo drivers. So, what do you guys do?
If I may, I suggest that we get out of the city as quick as possible. Maybe, since we still have to catch up with these people or catch them, maybe we can jump ahead of them along the road. But right now, we may actually not be able to leave right now. Maybe we should just find some place to hide until things cool down. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe interrogate him. I kind of jostle him around since he's on my shoulder.
Well, I point a finger at him. How was he knocked out? Did we knock him out?
Yes, you guys did.
Punched him in the face.
Yeah, you guys did knock him out. No, actually, no. Well, I'll say sure you punched him in the face, but he knocked out because he was the victim of the drinking contest.
Oh yeah.
And his buddies dragged him outside towards a commotion, and seeing that all these people were going crazy, they left him behind and they took the cargo away.
Well, here's my thinking. He doesn't necessarily know that we knocked him out. He could have been drunk enough that his memory will be foggy. So we may be able to just say that we actually rescued him, and
Oh, that's a good idea.
and that it was there were people after the carts all of a sudden, and he got and he was attacked, which is true. We just don't tell him exactly who attacked him. and that we carried him away, because, well, he's such a fine drinker.
And he should tell us what route it's taking, not because we want to steal it, just because we want to help protect it and take him back to his friends who left him.
That might be a hard one to get him to believe. If anything, we could say, try to coax it out of him that, like, it seems like the group could tell which cart it was, and it's like, all the carts look the same. I don't even know how even you could tell the difference. And maybe in his, still kind of stunned state, he goes, "Oh, well, you'll know that we know that cart because so-and-so's driving it," or, something along that line. But
So what?
the problem...
So while you guys, sorry. Well, while you guys are talking about, what are you gonna do with the unconscious body in the middle of an alley, you kind of hear him begin to just like.
Real quickly,
Going to knock him out again?
Real quickly, I'm terrible at lies and actually talking to people. So if one of you is better at it, I would suggest that you do it. I can just look good, and calm.
His eyes begin fluttering open. Where am I?
And I'll lay down on the ground before he fully realizes it. I'm just like, just kind of stunned, holding my, holding the side of my face like I'd been struck.
Yeah.
I
Sure,
gently set him down against the wall.
All right, sure. So you sit him down, and he's like, oh, my head. Oh God. Who are you people? Oh, my head.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, what am I doing here? Who are you people?
We're here to help.
Help with what? Oh God. What day is it?
No idea.
What? And I'm like, what day is it?
Yeah, you can tell he's utterly confused about like what's his unconsciousness followed with like the immediate displacement. He's no longer in the tavern. It's he's not familiar with you guys. So
Okay, we were in a drinking contest. You collapsed, and some people tried to rob the carts that you were guarding, and they tried to kill you. So we just took you and ran.
all right, I'm going to need you to make a deception check, but I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage on it.
Go, Boogie, go.
Oh no! That's not good.
All right.
You're saying
So he goes. Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember the drinking contest, but what? They never leave me behind. Hold on. Weren't there more of you?
No.
We may have lost one of our friends in the escape because we just needed to get out of there. We just needed to go. It was not going well for anybody that was going to be hanging around there.
Nope, didn't think, just ran.
All right. I don't know about all this. I gotta find a guard or something. I need to know where I'm going. And he kind of starts like stumbling onto his feet. He starts stumbling onto his feet, and he's like, oh God.
Well, I just hope that, since you got separated, I hope they don't think you were part of those people that were trying to attack those carriages. I mean,
Yeah, it would be a real shame.
are you?
I want you to end up in prison.
All right. Poja, make a persuasion check with advantage, because Maza's kind of helping you on the side.
Oh, he needs all. Okay. Persuasion. Oh, this guy's bad.
Not bad.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So he scratches his like hair grizzled chin, and he rubs his thinning hairline. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. Oh God, and he kind of starts like patting down his pockets. He's like, shit, I think I left my bag on the cart too.
I hope there wasn't anything important in that bag. I mean, like family heirloom or something.
No, I had a contract for him, and like he kind of like he's about to mention like whatever it was for, and he kind of retracts and he says, it was just identification and my money.
Yeah, I don't want to know any of whatever contract, because in all of that confusion, why would they attack your carriages? It seems like they knew what they were doing and which one to go for. It was it's such a blur.
Okay, he goes, it's like, never mind it. Just he starts rubbing his head. He's like, all right, he looks over to you, Farron, and he says, so how can I repay you guys?
Well, I mean, what would you have to offer? I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, supposedly you saved me from whatever it was while I was unconscious. So, I don't know. I feel like the least thing is I owe you something. But if not, I'll just be on my way.
Well, Baron?
Hey,
your
don't you need
thoughts?
help getting back to your friends?
Yeah, that would be appreciated, actually.
Perhaps if we acted as bodyguards
Yeah.
and reconnect you with your group, and that way could possibly allay any fears that you were possibly one of these perpetrators.
All right, okay, yeah, but and you guys notice at this point, kind of looking up at the sky, it's close to like late afternoon, probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And by the time it comes down to nightfall, it gets pretty dangerous if you're not inside. So he kind of looks up at the sky and he says, I don't know, we might have to leave in the morning, but if my carts and the cargo, if they got attacked, then yeah, it's probably safe to say they're not going to stop riding until they get to nightfall, Fort Nightfall.
So, does that mean you will have no chance to catch up with them?
No, we could probably catch up with them, but I don't know if you're confident in your ability and you want to risk going out in the night outside the city. Yeah, I guess be my guest.
No. Pojim looks anything but confident in his abilities to survive the night. No.
We'll be fine.
I would debate that. You possibly would be fine, but I'm a very easygoing person. Some would say delicate.
All right, so how about this as an offer? You folks seem like you're itching to get out of the town. I don't know, just something about you smells funny. How about I offer guidance over to to where I'm going. I'll take you to Fort Nightfall, and you can go on your merry way from there.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, I think first we first need to survive the night. Do you know of any place? And it probably would be best that it's a place that we wouldn't be noticed, or anybody would ask any questions, just because I don't know what's going on in the city, and I don't want to get caught up in whatever craziness that just was.
Make a persuasion check.
God dang it!
Because you're starting to sound a little fishy to this guy.
I sound fishy
but because he's still like heavily intoxicated, I'll say you the DC is significantly lower. So
I mean,
wow, all right.
I
Alright,
suck
that's
at
pretty
persuasion.
good.
Pojam has no persuasion skills, so I'm surprised.
All right. So looking at it, he's like, all right, I think I might know a place, but just mind your and he starts like pointing towards your like weapons and stuff. Just mind all that. All right.
Listen, the only thing he sees on Pojam is a bag. I just
Must be referring to my gigantic battle axe.
Yeah, probably that, and Farron's quiver of arrows and her bow.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I won't use it unless provoked.
All right. Okay. So all right. So going out, he goes all right. So just follow me, and you guys start like leaving the alleyway, and he goes he starts walking east, and then after like 30 seconds, he's like, oh no, it's this way, and he turns back and starts heading west.
Do you know where to go?
Yeah, no, I know. Just where is it? And he kind of sits, ponders for a moment, and then he starts looking over the horizon. Oh, well, the general vicinity of the city. He goes, yeah, right over there, and he's pointing over to where you see in the city, among all the other like multiple level buildings, whether they're taverns, offices, or other forms of structures. You notice this kind of this spire, like a tower that kind of climbs up higher than all the other buildings by like 3 or 4 levels, and it's got like a blue top on it, like the typical like wizard style tower. And he goes, is like, yeah, right over there. That's where we're going.
Where are we going exactly?
He goes, he says, it's a guy who owes me a favor. He's not gonna be, I don't know how he's gonna receive guests, but he'll let us stay. The night at least.
As long as you're sure it's safe.
Oh no, it's definitely safe. He wouldn't turn out anyone with the oncoming night. So All right. So
who is this man exactly?
He says actually that's my Uncle Olav. Yeah. He's like, yeah, Uncle Olaf's he's a guy, I guess. If you could say that as much. But have you never heard of Olaf before?
Can't say
No.
that I have.
No. All right then. You guys must be new to the city or something.
Can I do a history check?
Sure, go for it. See if you recognize the name Olav. Okay. All right. So you know as much that well, at least the name Olav is pretty common, but in this city, talking about a man called Olav, no last name, no nothing, just Olav itself, he could really only be talking about like one man. Uh, his name is Olav Orbmaster, and he's kind of like Valeshbor's. Think of a celebrity palm reader, like a psychic. He's a diviner of sorts. He's a diviner of sorts, and he's located in the city. Olav Orbmaster is the title he goes by, but you know that he's probably got like a normal name. All right, so he says, "Is you know what? I actually have to make a couple pit stops before I get over to Uncle Olaf's because he'll probably hate my ass if I don't bring him some alcohol." Okay, so just before nightfall, head over to the door and tell him hold on. Yeah, I had it right here. He says, just tell him Hannibal sent you.
Hannibal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. What were your names? My name's Hannibal Green. Names? No.
I'm Farron.
All right. Okay. Nice to meet you, Farron. And Farron and the ghosts, I guess. Everyone's pretty quiet. Okay.
Mazda.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. So he says, okay. So you know, before nightfall. Okay. So he kind of like awkwardly steps back from the group and he starts making his way deeper into the town. So, given this as an opportunity, you guys have a couple hours to prepare yourselves if you guys want to do like some quick shopping or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. So you have a couple hours till nightfall. What do you want to do?
Well, my funds are limited at the moment, but I think it possibly a good idea to buy some food for the road. At this point, out of character, Pojum has no rations.
Oh yeah. Last game I won the drinking contest, or like we both did. How much money did I get from it?
I think the amount of pot. Do you remember how much gold you put down?
I think I put down 5.
5 gold.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then with the pot, and there were like 3 competitors, and the people who won. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'd say between all that, I'd say you would probably collected like 15 gold from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. So 15 gold. Okay. So. All right. So you guys said you wanted to purchase some. What was that again? Someone was looking for rations.
Rations.
If I don't know if you guys were interested in anything else in particular.
I should probably get some rations as well.
All right. Okay.
And
Farron.
we might look into a potion shop, just to at least check on
Potion
prices
shop.
of things.
I think I'm good on rations. Let's see.
Okay. So potion shop, some rations. All right. So okay. So just letting you know, rations. 1 day of rations are that's gonna like hit you at like 5 silver pieces.
Oof.
Yeah. 1 day ration, and so like just letting you know, that gold, silver, and copper they're in multiples of 10.
So 2 rations
Yeah.
for a gold piece.
Basically, yeah.
Well, I would like to get 8 days worth of rations.
8 days worth of rations. All right, sure. So you're just gonna spend like 4 gold pieces here and there.
I can just go stab something. I'm fine without rations.
All right. And Farron, was there anything you wanted to do in particular?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you'll like tag along with them for a bit as they're doing some stuff. Yes.
I
Yes.
want to look for either a potion shop or something like that can like a first aid kit maybe,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Sure.
just in case.
All right. Sure. So I'll say you don't find a potion shop. Unfortunately, not in the immediate vicinity. So you can make an investigation check to see if you could ask around, and look for, be able to get directions to one. But a first aid kit would be easy enough to find.
I'll get the first aid kit first then.
All right, yeah. So what they're called, yeah. So healers kits are 5 gold pieces.
Oof. Sure, 5 gold. I'll take 1.
All right, cool. So, all right, so you're able to collect that much. Okay. Let me see. All right, so
And
did anyone want?
potion shop?
Would
Yeah, if you
Olaf sell any potions?
You don't know?
It-
That would be something to find out.
It might behoove us to possibly spend a little bit of time finding out what we can about Olaf and perhaps his feelings as to the destruction of books.
Yeah.
Because if he's classically known for being, a heartfelt follower of the regime, then we probably don't want to go to his place.
No, probably not.
True.
But what option do we have?
I suggest we find a drinking establishment where we will not drink. We need our wits about us. But someplace where we can observe Olaf's home and perhaps ask questions of the patrons.
Yeah, sounds
I'm good with that.
probably a good idea.
All right, okay. So, so you guys can choose to ask around the town about Olaf Orbmaster. You can make I'd say an investigation check, a history check, or maybe even or any of the charisma skills. I'd say it's up to you what kind of skill you want to use, and try and interpret it.
Now, do you think, because I already did the history check on Olaf, that I'm pretty much, that was my one shot at knowing what I could?
Well, no. I'd say because it's more about like you're trying to remember some information about this guy Olaf. But maybe if you ask around, from like locals that might know more about him, then you'd probably get maybe new information out of that too.
Well, all right.
Do we all roll then?
Well, that's up to each of you. If you guys want to find out more information about Olaf, go ahead. You can go ahead and all roll.
Can I try to convince someone on the street to like show me like where his house is and like try to like maybe chat them up about Olaf in general?
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Lovely.
All right.
High roller tonight.
All right, great. So, all right. So I guess Maza's up first, as you kind of split off from the group, and you're trying to ask people for directions. Like, it's like, hey, Olaf Orbmaster, and people are just kind of they're a little intimidated by your size and your intimidating physique, and they're just kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go this way.
Probably get a couple old ladies going, ah, demon!
It's fine. I'm used to it.
Yeah, it's definitely the horns and the bright blue skin. It's like, it's part of the intimidating presence. But
Yeah.
you do catch one individual. This it looks like like an elderly woman. She's got some some, like, I guess, like, pieces of facial hair. She's kind of sticking out of her chin. She's got very light, thinning white hair that kind of drags down to the sides of her face. Very oily. She's got a hunched over back, and with like this gnarled, twisted cane. And she goes, Olav or master, you say? Yes, I know where he lives. What do you want with that sorcerer?
Well, I'm just trying to find out about him. He seems like a pretty popular man around here.
Nonsense! He's a devil worshipper, I say. I hear rumors. He whispers to the shadows in the night. They speak to him. They say many evil things, and he uses that to cast his evil image into the minds of others. He steals the money of the misfortunate. I wouldn't trust him or master.
Interesting. What do you mean that he talks to shadows?
Hold on. All right. So when you ask her this, her like one of her like crooked eyes kind of like starts bugging out, and she's just like, the shadows. Where did you see them?
Nowhere. I mean, that building over there is casting a shadow, but
She points to you with her cane, and she goes, "Who are you? Where did you come from? Are you a salesman?"
No, not exactly, but do you want to buy something? I can point you in the direction of a shop.
She goes, "Oh, that would be lovely, yes. I'm looking for eggs, flour. I am looking for belladonna. Do you know where I could find any of this?"
There's a general store right over there. I just point in a random direction.
Yeah, sure. Oh, thank you. She turns around and she starts whistling. She's just like, "Willie, come, let's go." And she starts kind of like hobbling off in the random direction, like not even the direction you pointed, in a different direction. She keeps whistling for someone named Willie, but no one ever comes around.
Really?
Is that Willie?
Okay, so I think I just talked to a crazy lady. Lovely. Just hopefully the others have better luck.
Alright. So does anyone else want to make some kind of check?
Can I do an investigation check?
Alright, sure.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Good for you.
Amazing. Awesome. Alright, so as you guys are wandering about, each one of you have some differing level of luck.
Yeah.
You come around, and Farron, you actually see this hooded figure. He's wearing what looks like a blue cloak lined with silver etchings, and he's wearing kind of like just a hood over his head, and he's nailing a piece of parchment onto what looks like a notice board almost. Just top, and he starts like picking up more pieces of paper. Just keeps like nailing it to the board. He doesn't seem to notice you yet.
Excuse me. I just...
He turns around to you and he goes, yes, hello? You look at him, and he's a half-elf. He's a half-elf individual. He has somewhat of like a like a chin beard, a mustache that connects to it. He has somewhat of a yellower complexion to his skin, and these like sparkling green eyes. He seems to be wearing what looks like a light piece of like leather armor. And he kind of he looks over to you and he says, "Yeah, can I help you?"
Um.
Um,
What is he? Can I see like what he was pinning up there?
oh yeah, sure. As you look over, he seems to be pinning up images of like, well, some of them are like wanted posters for like criminals, or bounties on like certain animals, or again like criminals. You notice one of them is listed to be an affiliate of the pages, and other ones are just kind of like new decrees from the government, or like tax laws, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess. I'll just go ahead and ask him what he knows about Olaf, I guess. Say I'm new to the city and I've heard about him and I'm just wondering who this guy is.
Olaf. Oh yeah, I know Olaf. Yeah, he sits. He lives over there in the high tower. You looking to get your fortune read or something, little lady?
Maybe. I'm just kind of wondering, like, what kind of guy he is.
All right, no harm, no foul. We all want to know who we're dealing with. I'd say, I've never had to arrest him, that's for sure. He seems he's not an upstanding citizen of sorts, but he never seems to cause any trouble. So, I respect him for that.
Does he seem trustworthy?
Trustworthy. If you ask me personally, I don't know. Personally, I've heard that he immigrated over from the Eastern continent. Yeah. Something about that civil war happening over there. But yeah, he immigrated some time ago. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's not much I really know about him, or where he came from. But trustworthy, I'd be careful with those words. You never know who's gonna pull the rug from under you. So sorry, sorry, I'm not too much helpful in that area.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
What I can let you know though is that I've never personally, I'm not a huge fan of divination or people looking in my future, but I hear he doesn't do so without, gifts of some sort. He gives you something, you give him something.
Like what kind of gifts?
That again, I've never really participated in his little scams, so it really could be anything. I know some people just bring him, a good bottle of wine, other things. He's not huge on money, so that kind of concerns me. But in general, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Nope. No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
All right then, yeah. Okay, well, it's an hour and a half left till curfew, so make sure to get inside.
Yeah, you too. All
right.
I just walk away.
Yeah. And he kind of just goes back to nailing back those pieces of paper onto the notice board. All right, yeah. Okay, so Pojam, was there anything you wanted to try?
Okay, you know what? I did my history check. My persuasion is shitty. Can I as I'm walking around, I'm keeping an eye on Olaf's spire, and
Okay.
I'm just really investigating its structure, who's coming in and out, anybody coming in and out, lights on, lights off, just studying it, like it was like, a video game, and I'm trying to see the patterns of movement.
Gotcha. Sure. Sure. So are you saying that you traveled all the way to the spire itself, or are you just you're like a couple like 1,000 feet in like a different direction, and you're just kind of looking off at it?
Well, is there any place not? I don't want to go to it, but if there's some place that I feel I could get some a height vantage, where I can just kind of look toward. Damn.
It's all right. It's all right. Take your time.
You know what? Pojem will wander close to the spire and investigate.
All right. Sure.
His
All right, cool.
curiosity.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead and make an investigation check. Oh, is that it right there? Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so getting closer to it, we'll say you try to be subtle, so you probably walk by it once or twice yourself. Every once in a while, you probably sit on the side of the street, probably near the end, looking off at it. You notice that the spire itself is kind of in like a center, like plaza of sorts. It's kind of like there's a roundabout around it that connects to 4 or 5 different streets, and the spire just kind of curls up about I'd say 6 levels.
So, being that it's in the center of this roundabout plaza,
Yeah.
if we approach it, people are going to see us.
Most definitely, yeah. It's quite open. Especially now that it's about like an hour and a half towards nightfall, people have already begun to, outside merchants have already packed up their things. People are already hitting inside if they're not already inside, and so the sun is really setting. But you do notice that there are lights that come out on like all the levels of the tower itself. I'll say if you got maybe like a solid 15-20 minutes of watching the tower, you could probably catch like two people walking out. One of them was a pregnant woman and her husband. They both look a little younger in age, probably like early mid-20s.
Quick question.
Yeah.
As they come out, how do people look at them? And I'm particularly looking for the people that I would consider hardliners, like they are definitely agreeing with the regime.
Okay. All right. So just looking around. I mean, people that look at them, it's kind of looks like a normal thing. I mean, you might get some people that you notice just kind of like look over at them and they seem to come back to like a hushed conversation, almost like gossiping about them, something like that. You don't hear what they're saying, but it seems like well, at least with these individuals coming out of the tower, it seems like maybe I don't want to say taboo, but it's like it's like how everyday people treat people who believe in psychics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's oh my god, like why would they go to one? This is that's not real. It's that type of thing. So you kind of get the feeling is that there are some people that are superstitious, some people who are not superstitious, and some people make fun of other people for their beliefs, which is unfortunate. But yeah, but it doesn't look like there's anyone kind of staring at them with any ill purpose or malcontent.
And no city guards of any type, because if he was he's a powerful person, But if he was powerful and a friend of this regime, it would be kind of natural for there to be some guards from the regime protecting him. You know, if he's a star in their, regime.
Yeah. So in this roundabout, you do notice that there are probably like one or two guards that are kind of like standing off to the side, and they're more or less just kind of like sitting on a couple crates, while they're tending to an individual who's lighting these like almost like gas lamps, I would say. Yeah, well, yeah. So it's like these oil lamps that kind of like sit throughout the city, and there's this man who's slowly lighting them one by one, and the guards are just kind of like following behind him. But they seem to at least those two guards seem to just hang around the roundabout. There doesn't seem to be a heavy guard presence in the area.
Okay, and last question. When their glance happens to hit the tower, do they look at it with like a protective eye or with a disdainful like, that fucking place?
Make an insight check.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
So looking off at them, it's you can't really tell. It kind of just looks like it's they're on the job, and they were given the night shift. So just as a quick note, at least in this realm of the world, the graveyard shift takes on a whole new meaning. So they look more or less nervous, and if they ever look at the tower, it's only as if just to look past it.
Okay.
You don't really gain any information.
All right. I will. I think I've gotten enough of what I could get, so I'm going to go ahead and rejoin Maza and trying to remember everybody's character's name. Farron.
Farron.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So
And I will tell them everything that I witnessed. And
Yeah.
I can only say that he's a powerful person. There is some visible presence of guards there. If we do walk to this person's door, we're going to be seen by somebody going there. And part of me is like, maybe we shouldn't go. But the biggest part of me is like, I'm now very, very curious about this person, and I would like to go.
Yeah. And
I spoke to an old lady, and apparently he worships the devil and speaks to shadows. But I'm pretty sure she was insane, so...
I mentioned what I heard and the fact that people often exchange gifts or bring him gifts. And
Okay.
maybe we should think about buying some things if we want to talk to this guy.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know that we can afford to buy gifts. We could offer services. I mean,
True.
people of that type always have dirty work, that they don't feel like doing themselves. Save us some
True.
money.
Right. So while you guys are conversing, after walking around looking for so many individuals to talk to find information, it seems like you guys have slightly lost track of time, as you notice that the blues, purples, and oranges of the sunset have quickly faded to deeper shades of purple and black as night has begun to set on. You notice that a lot of the gas lamps have already been lit, and that the streets are pretty bare, and you guys find yourselves in the middle of almost what feels like a ghost town.
Oh shit.
Let's walk and talk.
Yeah, we need to start heading that way.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So
keep an eye out for in case we bump into something, escape routes or places we may be able to dive into out of harm's way.
Yeah. I got my eye out, kind of one ready to grab my axe at any moment.
Sure. Awesome. Okay. So, all right. So going on. Can you guys make perception checks?
Shit. I swear, all of my characters that I play have terrible
Ooh.
perception.
Oh,
Yep.
Oof,
I gotta stop jinxing myself.
All right.
Knock on wood.
So as you guys are kind of meandering off kind of through these tight streetways, past large roads, you guys, or at least Maza and Farron, you guys almost get the faint feeling that you're being watched. Pojem, you're confident. The tower's right there. We're just going to cross the street. No problem.
And I envision Pojem is really nervous, and he's like cradling one of his alchemical fire globes, and is just kind of, what's that? Just really nervous and just kind of, like jumping at every little like scritch and scratch and what was that?
Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Great. Or not great. I don't know. That's up to you to interpret that. So with everything going on, you guys, the only person that really notices anything, well, Maza, you notice as you guys are walking, it seems very quiet, like ill-reputedly quiet.
Unnaturally quiet. Oof.
Yeah, like besides the wind howling, you kind of look around and you notice that you notice that there's a light on in one of the windows of an upstairs of some home, and you see almost like a little boy looking out, and you hear a woman yell, just close the window now, and like the shutters are immediately like pulled tight, and you hear like a small latching sound. But Maza, you do notice that looking around, you notice some movement among the rooftops.
Faster.
Why?
I'm not sure.
Why?
Towards the tower, faster.
Did you see something? Where?
Rooftops now. Faster.
Right. So the rest of you look up on the rooftops, but you don't see anything. But needless to say, you guys keep moving faster. All right. Could you guys let me see. Make dexterity checks real quick. Go ahead, roll a d20 and add your dexterity bonus.
Oh, that's a save. Whoops.
how do we do this again?
Hit the word dexterity. That should do it.
So if you have access to your character sheet, Farron, you just have to click on the word dexterity on your stat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all.
There we go. Above 10.
Yeah.
All right, great. So as you guys kind of begin like picking up double pace, and you're still trying to look around in the shadows of alleyways, under like whatever movement that was. Farron, as you're walking, you hear a large clattering come from one of the alleyways. You hear a crash. You jump, you turn around, but you see just like some kind of like large rodent just kind of run out of the alleyway and like hide into like a sewer grate. But as you guys are rushing forward, you hear almost like the sound from the surrounding area, almost like and it seems to be just rushing in from behind, from like your tails, and you guys pick up this pace, and it just keeps going.
Do any
Alright,
of
I
us
need one-
recognize the language?
I would.
What languages do you speak?
I speak common and infernal.
I speak Elven, Common, Undercommon, Gnomish, and Sylvan.
And I speak Common, Elfish. Was it Wrath or Wraith? The one with
Yes,
the
Reed.
undead.
Mhm.
Dwarfish and Halfling.
You said you speak Wraith?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So so actually, in this case, Farron, going about, you do, you know what they're saying, and you hear just a general, like, just, it's almost like a cacophony of voices, just closer, closer, we're almost there. The legs run, but we're almost there.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
So oh, did you guys make? Yeah, I need one more dexterity check from all of you.
Hey, that's not bad.
And could I hand Farron something?
Sure, as you guys are running, sure.
I hand her my alchemical fire.
Ooh.
If something's chasing us, it could be hurled behind us and create a nice little flame to maybe stop something. Or if something jumps in front of us, you just hit them. If you
Alright.
All right. So as this is going, Pojem, you notice all right. So you notice you guys are kind of just coming out to the roundabout where Olaf's tower is, and you as you guys run past, the guards that you saw before are no longer within the roundabout.
I thought so.
they're,
Oh,
they're
lovely.
they're no longer within that roundabout, and but you guys get to the front door. Still, the you guys have seem to outrun the strange whispering in the distance.
Oh, lovely. Can I pound on the door?
Yeah, sure. So you just start slamming. There's no reply.
Pound harder. Answer, I'm gonna break the door down!
All right, so you keep banging on the door, and you hear just kind of a distant muffled voice, just like I'll be there in a minute.
Hannibal Green sent us! Hannibal Green sent us!
We might not have a minute!
All right, as you begin yelling this, let me see. Farron, you begin to hear just a distant noise getting closer, just like.
I'm gonna take out
It's
my.
No, yeah. What were you saying?
I was gonna say I'm gonna take out my bow and just get ready just in case.
All right, sure. So, you're aiming your bow for a second, and I'll say, Maza, you do hear commotion on the inside as if someone is rushing towards the door. As it does, you hear a slam against the inside of the door, and this small little grate opens up, and you see two small pairs of spectacles peering through. Who is it? Who's outside?
Hannibal Green sent us.
Hannibal Green sent you, did he? All right then. Just give me a moment. He closes it quickly, and you guys start hearing just a lock unlock, just followed by and some chains rattling and dropping, and just by this time, Farron, the whispering has gone louder. Farron, could you make a perception check for me?
Yep. 1 second. Perception.
I should probably change this music because it's pretty.
Ooh.
Not hearing any music at all.
No?
Oh, I hear it.
Okay, so it's background. It's not
Is it
really
in
music, but,
Roll20?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably it.
So with that perception check, Farron, you do notice that even in the dark shadows of the alleyway, and against the cloud-filled sky and the darkened rooftops, you do see some wisp of shadowy movement and the occasional glowing set of eyes just passing by, and you hear the whispering louder now, and you hear them saying, "They stand at his door. Should we get them now, or do we wait?" And then you hear like some murmuring off in that same language. But as it happens, the door finally swings open. And like, come in, quick.
Bull rushing.
Run inside.
As his light goes in, Maza, you knock right into the old man, and he goes, "He manners." And he closes the door. Wait.
Pojum actually kind of holds the door for a second and is just looking out, trying to see if I can catch a glimpse of whatever was out there. My curiosity is killing me. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
All right, Pojum. You can make a perception check if you'd like.
I would like.
Can I, like, out of, like, instinct, trying to, like, pull him back in the door?
Sure, let him make... Okay.
You should be stronger than me, so I don't see you would have a problem.
So, Pojum, you attempt to look out the door, and Maza, you grab him by the back from the back of his cloak, and you just drag him in. But even then, Pojum, you had enough time, but you did not see anything. You didn't see anything at all, let alone hear anything. So you get pulled in, and the old man kind of closes the door and proceeds to lock everything back together.
Does he have a peephole in the door?
It's not a peephole, but it's like a grate. You can pull back and forth.
I want to look through the grate.
All right, cool. So Maza, as you pull him back, he kind of like heads back to the door, and you open the grate. Make one more perception check, Pojum.
And thus Pojum died. Oh, hey, that's good.
All right, Pojum. So you look out with your 60 feet of dark vision. You're able to look out. Looking around, you don't see much movement, and then something catches you in the corner of your eye, and almost as if it just apparated, as if it just appeared. This almost silhouette of a man is standing at the very edge of your 60 feet of dark vision, just standing there, watching.
Very interesting.
Pojum, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Lovely.
Oh.
I think I need to open the door.
No, nothing like that comes over you, Pojum. But you notice almost these like faint, just yellow orbs just out in the darkness, and the man vanishes. Well, that's it, really. I'm just gonna send you something real quick.
Exactly why I pulled him in.
Alright, okay. So, so, Bashiri, I sent you something. Okay. Alright. So now that you guys are inside, you enter some kind of like, it's like form of some kind of like a lobby, almost. You see that among these like dark wood floors, the entire room is very well bare. For whatever you heard about this psychic reading, this individual who could divine futures, everything is quite bare. It's there are tables and chairs. There's the occasional bookcases here and there, but there's no pizzazz. There's no colorful decorations. No fancy drapes. No shining crystal balls. It just seems like a bare lobby room with some seating arranged in certain areas with some long tables. In the corner, though, sitting on what looks like a plump sofa, a couch, You do see Hannibal Green, and he goes, "Hey, you guys made it."
Barely.
He's like, well, I told you by nightfall. That was, well, I was starting to think that maybe you might have, you might have gone away. And he's like, well, Hannibal kind of like gets up, starts straightening out his tunic, and he's like, so, right, Farron and her friends.
I told you my name.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but I am
Yes.
not feeling well. Is there any place I could just lay down? Yes, I do not feel well.
You see the older man with his like small spectacles, his like shiny bald head and his long white beard kind of looks over to you with a almost like a discerning glance, and he goes like, yes, I do have somewhere you can sit. Please, right over here on this sofa.
Can I make an insight check on Podrem, because he seemed fine just before, like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. He's completely fine. It's just the flu.
It looks like maybe he's got a tummy ache or something like that.
Yeah,
It's common.
Sitting in the chair, just holding his stomach. Maybe looks a little pale.
Yeah. So the individual before you, you notice this man. He's wearing just gray wool robes. He's got like wrinkled, skinny, like bony fingers. Small round spectacles. Again, the bald head, long white beard. You notice that he wears two gold ringers. Ringers? What the hell? Two gold rings on his left hand. A green and red crystal kind of embedded in both. And he looks over to you. He's like, so, my name is Olav Master. And I am, well, I'm not happy, but I am your hostess for tonight. Now, before anything else commences this evening, would all of you like to introduce yourselves so I may know who is in my humble abode?
Quite humble for a giant spire.
Yes.
I'm Farron.
Nice to meet you, Farron. So, looking over, he goes in and is like, and you, tiefling, you seem one of a sharp tongue. What is your name?
Mazda.
Maza. Very nice to meet you all. Alright, and you, sir, Mr. Tummyache, what would your name be?
Mr. Tummyache? You must forgive me. My people tend to be very, not necessarily secretive with our names, but we hold our names close and dear to us. And I would know the measure of you before I give you my name. But for now, you can call me Jem.
Okay. Yeah, he goes, it's like, very well then, Jem, Farron, Masa. Welcome to my home. He's like, well, you are welcome to sleep here. I will gladly bring you down some cots. He's like, but you are not allowed to access the upper levels of my tower. That is all I can offer you, as my nephew, Mr. Hannibal Green, has told me of your coming. So then, is there anything else I may offer you before you spend the night here?
Perhaps a a glass of goat milk or any milk of any kind? Just something to help me settle my stomach?
Milk. Yes, all right. I hate milk. But sure. I'll see what I can get you. Bill.
Food? Any kind?
Yes, of course. Food, I'll bring that too. Ugh. And he with his like slight air of disgust about him, he just kind of he begins hobbling over towards like a different room. After that, just Hannibal kind of like smiles at you, just like yeah. He's a little rough around the edge. After a couple moments, Olaf kind of comes back out with some invisible force wheeling around a cart that has like a pitcher of what looks like water and some food already set up, and he comes holding a glass of white substance, and he comes over to you, Jem, and he goes, "There you are, milk." And he places it next to you.
Thank you, Lord Master. And
he's like,
I take it from him, and then I cast Mage Hand, and I take a sip of the milk, and then I hand the glass to my Mage Hand to hold it. And I'm just kind of sitting there with my eyes closed, breathing out of my mouth.
Sure. Okay. Think you're fancy, are you? A Mage Hand. Spells. So fancy yourself a wizard, eh? Oh. he kind of hobbles off. He pulls up a chair and he sits down. And he sits down, and basically this invisible force kind of serves all you guys what looks like a hot meal. It's very simple. It's like a stew or a broth. It's pretty much just meat, potatoes, other vegetables in it. It's not too tasty, but it'll serve for the night. At least it's seasoned.
Yeah, better than nothing.
I think so he goes, so what brings you all here this fine evening? Besides the dangers that already lurk outside in the dark.
Mazda swallows the gigantic mouthful of food. Kind of clears her throat. We are helping your nephew get back to his friends.
My nephew? Friends, eh? Hannibal, if you found friends and you've lost them, well, that comes as no surprise to me. And he just kind of sits there with like this, like sarcastic grin, just like, oh wow, thanks. And he's like, but he turns back to you guys, and he says, "But I am no fool. I can tell when people will commit deeds out of pure generosity, or, well, as most likely found, they have some ulterior motive. What is it that you want out of this? Why stay at my tower when you could have easily rented a room from a tavern or an inn?"
Well, if we stayed at an inn, we'd have to pay for it.
And it's hard to know who to trust nowadays.
So, knowing this, you came into a complete stranger's home.
Well,
All
your
right.
Hannibal kind of offered you.
And speaking for myself, seeing this magnificent spire only just increased my curiosity as to who lived here.
He says, well, if you must know, before me there were many other orb masters, but at the moment I am the current one. So at the moment I am the most important and most interesting orb master here in Valashpur. Anyway, Now, I must let you know that this is no homeless shelter, so I won't be harboring you for long.
We just
But,
need the night, thanks.
No, I completely understand. But
And if there's any way we could repay your kindness, please, please say so.
well, for one, if you require any services at all, you may contact me. I might be able to help. And, well, then you might keep me as a form of a contact, and we may deal business every now and again.
Well, I know this is probably something simple for you, but can you do anything for stomach aches?
He says, for stomach aches, well, I can offer some herbs, and he kind of digs around in some of his pockets, and he pulls out like a small satchel, and he pulls out, and he says, he pulls it out, and he says, just take some of this before you sleep. You should be fine in the morning. Looking around, he says, now, all right. Clasping his fingers together, he kind of cracks his knuckles. He says, all right. So, do any of you here wonder about what your future might hold in store?
I've heard of fortune tellers before, but I don't hold much faith in them. What makes you any different?
Oh, no. I am no mere fortune teller, my dear Maza. I am a diviner. I'm able to weave the arcane web, and I'm able to divine certain information that may come in days soon to pass.
What do you
But
want
it's
in
up to
return?
you. Ooh, yes. I like you. Straight to business. He says, is it, well, what I would like in return... what I would like in return is truly trivial. It's just up to you. What would you like to give me?
That's vague.
What do you deem worthy enough of this arcane reading?
Unfortunately, I don't have much.
I don't require much, but whatever you may offer, I can compensate. Yes, Farron. Do you want to say something?
Would you accept gold?
Me too.
Would he accept gold? He goes, bah, gold. If that's all you have to offer, then fine, I might as well. It's not like I'm doing anything here anyway.
I myself have no desire to know of the future. I like surprises.
You're a bore. I hate surprises. Alright then.
I have
Farron, was it?
I have a horn, like from my.
Oh, a horn?
Yeah,
From what exactly?
just a regular horn. I was a city guard.
I
While
kind
ago.
of look at her with my eyebrow raised.
With that,
And he goes, you say you're a city guard? You're offering me a signaling horn? That will do, my Farron. That will do.
alright.
So tell me, Farron, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where do you come from?
I come from I actually forgot my backstory.
He goes, that's fine. Shyness is normal in such. So
stops and shakes her head.
all right. He says for your horn, I will offer you 2 truths and a lie for 3 questions.
All right.
Go ahead, ask away. And as he kind of motions his hand, he kind of turns back around and he says, Mickey, the orb. and this invisible force kind of picks up this like crystal ball off a shelf and just kind of floats it next to him. And he kind of fixes his spectacles. All right, then continue.
Is there anything you guys could think of that be something that would be good to ask him, do you think? Like,
Well, my dear Farron, right now all I can think about is my stomach. All right.
Maybe just what? I don't know. How many questions do we have?
You may ask 3, but I will tell you 2 truths and a lie. At this
each
point,
question?
what? No. It's 3
okay.
questions. I'm telling you a truth, and a lie. What? I don't understand what's so difficult. And at this point, Hannibal kind of gets up and he goes, "Uncle, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kick it in for the night. You guys, see you in the morning, I guess. Have fun." And he kind of walks off into another room.
I kind of wait till he's out of earshot.
Yeah,
and I go,
you hear door close.
will we get what we're actually coming for?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Will we get what we're actually coming for?
Coming. So he kind of begins divining. This is your question, right? Just making sure.
yes.
All right, gotcha. So you watch as he begins hovering his hands over the orb. He looks into it, and you see this white flash in his eyes. And as he peers through it, it looks like he's stunned. It almost looks like as if he's peering into eternity. And as he sits there, you almost feel this slight wind just blow into the room. Pieces of paper kind of like lift up gently. And he comes back and he says, "Yes, whatever you're currently striving for, whatever mission you may be set out on, you will find what you're looking for, but be known, darkness waits ahead for you."
How about you?
All right.
You have a question?
Baron, would you like to ask anything?
Is Poe Gem gonna be okay?
He goes he kind of laughs at this, or like chuckles at this a little bit. Is Poe Gem going to be okay? I would use my question a little bit on something stronger. Well, okay. before he starts getting into it, he's like, "Are you sure that's the question you want? Because I could probably tell you he's just gonna be just fine, but I could really find out for you. That's up to you."
Think we want to waste a question on him?
No.
I mean, no offense, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely fine.
Pojem, it's drinking his milk, and he's just, nodding his head.
like any questions at all? Like, even a personal one?
Yes, that would be completely fine. I can tell that you've never really done this before.
No. Where I'm from, I don't really deal with psychics. Or diviners, or whatever.
Yes, of course. But yes, ask away, and I'll tell you the answer.
So, you can't give locations, can you?
He says, that would depend on what you seek, as long as you know what you're looking for, I suppose.
I kinda point at my head. Where's my horn?
He goes, "Oh, now that's interesting." He grasps onto the orb, and it begins glowing. Mazda, you can't help but your gaze kind of falls towards the orb, and it's like shining lights. And he mutters under his breath, and he says, "Just watch as it reveals to you where your horn might be." Peering in, you see flashes of light. You feel almost a strangely warm breeze just kind of pass by you. As it does, excuse me, sorry. As it does, you can almost smell like salt in the air. You hear the crashing of waves. You hear this kind of like bell ringing, just ding 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 ding, and you see a flash. You see a half orc with two swords on the sides of his belt. He wears like a small cape on his back, and you watch him sitting on this boat. Sitting on this boat. Someone comes in from out of frame, and they start talking to him. You can't really hear what they're talking about, though. It's very muffled. It's like it's as if you're trying to like listen to a conversation through a wall, a very thick wall. But as he moves towards the individual, his cape kind of flutters back, and you see tied off on the side of his belt is this curled blue horn, broken at the bottom. And you notice this almost like a printed insignia on his leather armor, and it has the symbol of what looks like a four-headed snake.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Alright.
Is there another question we want to ask him?
He says, if you'd like, I mean, you did pay me after all, so
True.
it's up to you, or you could just leave it at that.
No.
There's an awkward silence. And he says, "Oh, Jem, Jem, would you like to ask anything?"
Not at the moment, no. And out of
Curious.
character, I can't think of anything. So,
Yeah,
Alright,
it's kind of hard to think on the spot.
Yeah.
that's
suppose-
fine.
Uh,
I was trying to think of some question we can ask him to gauge how he feels about books.
Yep. I
that's a good
mean,
idea.
well, yeah. I mean, you're free. It's pretty much just the bunch of you guys here. So I'd probably say that that like at this moment, you could really ask him anything you want, like under the sun, involving whether it's the cargo shipment that you guys were looking for. You know what's outside in the dark, the night. You could ask about anything involving your backstories, maybe. Yeah, it's really up to you.
And the answer is something more than
Just-
just yes or no.
Yeah.
Should we ask him something about which cart we should be going after?
Well, there's only one cart.
Oh yeah. I was thinking
you,
there's
you
two.
guys, you guys debilitated 2 cards,
Oh yeah.
and 1 card escaped. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have just cut the legs off that horse when I thought about it.
Oh.
Inhumane, but that's fine. Rage does that.
All right.
Little did she.
I suppose I could ask. How should I phrase this? How do I phrase this? Will I find the tome that I'm searching for?
He says, he kind of begins rubbing his chin a little bit, and he goes, I might need a bit more specific information on that particular question. What kind of tome are you seeking?
We can plug our ears if you want.
Okay, so I've heard a rumor about a lost tome that may contain how this plague started. Will we be able to find it on our adventure? Or
As you yeah, no, that's okay. So as you say this, for the first time this entire night, you watch Olav's demeanor become quiet, and he just kind of goes straight for the orb. He goes straight for the orb, and he begins kind of murmuring under his breath, and you see the orb begin to slightly glow, and it kind of dims all the lights, and kind of just all your faces are caught with a soft white glow, and he comes back to you, and he says, whatever tome you're looking for, whatever it may be, know this, that many have attempted to seek the very same knowledge, and many have failed. But if you truly seek the end to this monstrous plague, and if you truly persevere, you will find it.
alright.
Yeah, and with that, he kind of and he kind of fixes his robe, and he says, well, those are all the questions for the night. I hope I don't see you in the morning, and I hope you're out by the time I come back down here. to all of you, I bid you adieu. Sleep well.
You as well.
He kind of walks towards the steps that lead up to the upper level, and he kind of turns around and looks back at you guys like once each, and heads back up. All right. Okay. So.
Could we have considered this a short rest?
Yeah, most definitely.
I'll use my 2 die. Because I was hurt.
Wait, at the end of this night, it's going to be considered a long rest, correct?
Yes. It'll be considered a long rest at the very end of
this.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that dude, shit happens before I get a full rest. And if that happens,
gosh.
I'm fucked. So, yeah.
All right. So you guys spend the majority of the night here.
And I take my herbs before I go to bed like a good elven boy.
All right. All right. So spending your night. It's for some of you. It's a soft sleep. For some of you, it's troubling sleep. You don't get much in there. But you guys wake up. You guys wake up in the morning. The sun nonetheless shining through whatever windows there are in this lower level of the tower. So at this point, you guys wake up in the morning. It's definitely pretty early. It's probably like maybe around I want to say 7 o'clock, 7:30 even. So like the sun's up, but it's the sun's up, but you haven't wasted any of the day, really. Yeah.
Like the crack of dawn kind of thing?
Yeah. No, not exactly. That'd be more like 6 o'clock, I feel like, but yeah, it's
Actually, what's the season right now?
actually it's spring. So it's a pretty reasonable time and everything. So the nights still get pretty cold throughout the city or places with no form of heating. But overall it's warmer weather, definitely warmer than the winter. But the recent weather has been like a lot of fog, a lot of cloudy skies because the winter was pretty wet. All right, so. Farron, Pojem, Mata, you guys all step out of the Orb Master's tower with Hannibal Green in tow, stretching out a little bit. He goes, he's like, all right, so where to?
Well, how
Would you guys
suggest we catch you up with not your friends. Obviously, your Uncle Olaf seems to suggest you don't have many friends, but
Uncle Olaf's a bit of an asshat. He goes, he's kind of always been like that. I don't know, a weird guy. Yeah, but I'd probably say the fastest way to catch up to is probably like a horse and carriage. Yeah. So I'd say that would definitely be the way. That would definitely be the way to go.
Do you know where the closest place for horses is?
I took the liberty of hiring up a carriage before we went in for the night.
Huh. Smart.
very fortuitous.
Yeah. Okay. So he mentions this. After he mentions this, he kind of leads the way towards I guess they would be stables. Yeah. So he kind of motions towards the stables area. You guys follow him. It's not too far off. It's probably like a couple blocks out. And he says, "Is like, yeah. So it's still pretty early. So I don't know if any of you want to do anything before we leave, or we could just head out."
How's Po Gem feeling, by the way?
I feel better. Whatever ailed me seems to have passed.
Oh, that's good. Did we want to go get some potions or anything else?
Probably a good idea. Yeah, let's look for a potion shop.
All right. Okay. So whoever would like can make an investigation check to see if they are able to find one.
I would like to. Actually have it as a
Go ahead.
skill. Bad. Oh, failure.
What was that total?
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah. No. Unfortunately, it seems like at least in this area, maybe there's no one who really specializes in selling potions or any other kind of commodities, of that comparable nature. So it seems like you're out of luck.
New friend Hannibal, would you know of a place, perhaps?
He says, place to sell potions. No, not in particular. I mean, I know there's I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard recent talk of some kind of a traveling. I don't know. It's like a traveling merchant or something. Sells all kind of goods and stuff. He may have left the city already, but I truly wouldn't know.
Well, perhaps you know of a place where traveling salesmen and caravans would gather, maybe an outdoor bazaar or something like that.
Oh yeah, of course. They should already be set up, actually. All right. So he kind of takes he kind of takes a horse and carriage, and he goes like, "All right, so I'm gonna go park this up by the northern gates. You guys can he kind of points down he points down northwest from the Orb Master's Tower, and he goes, yeah, if you just head down this way along this main road, you'll find it eventually. It'll be somewhere near the end." And then he says real quick, but mind you, if you pass by any water barrels with open tops on them, make sure to toss in a silver piece.
Excuse me?
He says if you see any water barrels with an open top on them, you might just go ahead and toss a silver piece in there. He says, Why? I mean, you don't want to get the road fairies angry. You know what I mean?
Road fairies.
So wait. Are you saying that if we don't, we would probably be guaranteed to see these road fairies?
No, not exactly. I mean, you probably get to see some trouble.
But I want to see the road fairies.
You know what, Pojim? I don't. So you know what? If you want to, go ahead, do whatever you want. But I'm gonna have to stay a good 15 feet away from you at all times.
As you see fit to do.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So he goes. So I'm just gonna
fairies?
go. Road fairies.
I have never heard of such a thing, and I am completely intrigued.
So he
I
goes.
call bullshit.
You really never heard No, you never. Oh my god. All right. He goes.
History check?
Wow, you guys. Actually, uh, how about this? Would you guys say you're from this city, from Valishpor?
No.
I know. Yeah, I know. Pojam, you're not. But Maza, would you be?
I guess. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'll say first for Maza and Farron, because you guys are from this town. Farron being ex city guard and Maza being well.
Yeah.
You guys have kind of like heard it in like it's a common like fairy tale superstition type thing. It's basically the idea is that like why is it the roads are always they're relatively clean? Why is it that they're not piling up with trash and barf, everything? Because there's no one that comes by in the night to sweep up or clean up everything.
It's the
And
road
so
fairies.
yeah, so it's this idea that it's believed that there are apparently like they're apparently creatures that live inside water barrels or around them or things like the gutters, hang around chimneys, that type of thing, like really dirty or like out of the way areas, and they just kind of keep up the town itself as long as they're treated right. But so being from this area, you guys know that there's like a general belief that if you do walk by a water barrel without a top, like without a lid, then you gotta toss in a silver or something shiny, because you might incite bad luck.
I just kind of snort and was like, old wives' tale. And besides, I've already contracted as much bad luck as I can get.
I would like to do a history check to corroborate
Huh?
what he said.
All right. Okay. Sure. Go ahead. See if you can mine anything out of that.
See, that
Okay,
guy,
13.
that perhaps I've heard of this before.
All right. So I mean, as a former citizen of the nation of Kyrstad or of Kyrstad, home to the Silgasian Empire, which is like that's like it's mainly just like that's like the place to be for an elf, especially high elves. It's not this entire idea of like road fairies is not really a common thing, but you do know about fae, like fae creatures, these creatures that originate from a plane of existence or some place called the Fey Wild, and so they're like things like fairies, pixies. They're like tricky folk. Something you might see as like just an everyday action might be like a incredible offense against them. So it's that type of thing. So you don't have any personal experience with Fae in general or any direct knowledge, but you know this general idea that like that the superstition of road fairies probably stems from that. But you never know. This might have a grain of truth to it,
And I say
or it may not.
I say just that. This may have a grain of truth to it. Or it may not. But I found if this has anything to do with the Fae and the Fae Wild, it is best to, if you cannot respect it, definitely don't disrespect. So I couldn't see every now and again, donating to one of these wells. I honestly plan to donate to one of these barrels when I see it. But it's only
Muzzle
merely
stop.
as a curiosity.
Muzzle scuffs. Well, go ahead. A lot of people have been making use of this local legend, and kind of leaves the top of their water barrels open on purpose, and just collects the bounty. But have fun losing money. I'm not doing it.
See, now that would be an interesting study to see if anything befalls people that do that. I wonder.
Well, Nothing bad ever happened to a couple people I know.
All right, so
Yeah.
with that note, Hannibal just goes, suit yourselves, and he kind of like whips up the horse, and they kind of head towards the north gate. And I assume you guys head towards the northwestern road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, sure, okay. So it takes you some time. I gotta roll for something real quick.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh.
How angry
okay.
are the road fairies?
So yeah, do you guys get mugged by a group of road fairies? So as you guys are traveling down this road, actually, you notice that this northwestern road is kind of just covered with like shops, a lot of fruit peddlers, fishmongers, people selling all forms of things, some clothing here and there, but that's like every once in a while. But once you get towards the end, you do come across you do come across like the large bazaar, which is held in like in a large plaza. You see all forms of merchants selling all types of things. You see people represent certain smiths with selling armor, some weapons over here. You notice a Fletcher who's selling bundles of arrows. He claims they shoot straighter because they're made of a certain type of wood. Some leather workers here and there, just all types of merchants. It's a real bazaar. Yeah, I can't really think of a phrase for it, but yeah, it's very colorful in the air. You can smell the distant smells, scent of like baked goods, spices, that type of thing. But people are just kind of clamoring all over the place. So yeah. But while you guys are traveling, Pojem, you do see you do see an open water barrel just on the side.
Oh, immediately heading to the open barrel.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, do you pull out a silver piece, toss it in there?
No, I do not. I pull out.
Oh, okay.
I pull out a gold piece, and I squat down next to the barrel, and I put my head to the barrel, so I'm like kind of listening, but I'm also talking to the side of the barrel, and I'm like,
Sure.
I have only recently learned of your existence, and at first, I don't necessarily believe in superstition, but from what I know, there is some truth. And so, if anything, I would like to give you this gold piece on the one chance that I may have a conversation with one of you or a few of you at any foreseeable point in the future. And I thank you on behalf of myself and everyone. And I put the gold piece in.
Very cool. You just flip it into the water barrel and you just hear like bloop.
Just kinda
So
shaking my head at him. What
yeah,
is
Farron and Maza, you watch as this 6 foot something your elvish artificer just kind of leaned down to a barrel and he's just whispering to it with a gold coin in his hand. He's
are
like,
we traveling with him again?
because he's a page.
Yeah.
Yeah. But while you guys are here, what are you looking for?
That potion merchant.
Okay, sure. So it takes you, it takes you some time of like going through the bazaar itself. Like kind of asking about places here and there. Some people try to catch you with like different deals. Like oh we got a new deal on fish, just a silver piece for 5 pounds. Going back and forth. But eventually, you don't really find anything that merits itself as a potion shop. But Mazo, What does catch your eye though is you see a cart drawn by what looks like an ox. And it's just shut up. Like it's not open. They're not offering anything for sale. It's just shut up.
Gonna walk towards it.
Sure. Okay. As you walk towards it, the ox is kind of like chewing on some hay. As you walk forward, it just kind of like leans over to you, and you notice that the ox as well, actually, like one of its horns, looks like it's been like either broken or sawn off. And it just kind of looks over and it's just chewing its like cud. Just
I kind of pat its side in sympathy.
it just snores.
And I knock on the cart shutters, I guess.
All right. Right. As you knock on the shutters, you don't hear anyone, but you hear some scrambling on the inside.
Hello?
And then, in a moment, you see some of the shutters just kind of like roll open, and you see like these two little like beady eyes from the inside, and they kind of goes like, yeah, what do you want?
Just wondering why you're all shut up while there's obviously booming business right now. Kind of cross my arms.
It depends who's asking. What's your name? Who are you?
Oh, you wouldn't know me. Well, I guess, depending on where you're from.
Oh yeah, really? I'm from a lot of places actually, but none of that really matters to you, does it?
Not really. What do you sell here?
He's gonna attempt to look you up and down just real quick, try to size you up. All right, okay. So he goes, nah, you ain't look like trouble. All right. I sell whatever I want to sell. I sell whatever you need. So it depends. What do you need?
I don't know. What do you think I need?
He said, oh boy, we're gonna go back and forth forever, aren't we? All right. Okay. So he just goes, all right, just give me a second. So he rolls up the blinds once more, and then you hear like a latch open over the inside, and he pushes open the blinds, and it kind of like comes up as like a, what's it called? As like a side roof almost. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it opens up like almost like a food truck style type of thing. You come up and you see this small green individual with like long green like ears, like floppy ears. He's got like yellowed eyes, some gnarled pointed teeth, and he's standing up on top of a stool. He looks over to you and he goes, "So the name's Frank. What can I call you?"
Maza.
Maza? Alright. Okay. So, Maza. Frank here sells a lot of things. I got anything you need. And he starts pulling up stuff. I got healer kits, washed and renewed. I got, and he kind of hushes up, realizing that he's gotten like a little excited. He kind of goes, I got some, lock picks if you need them, for disarming your home locks. As he's just announcing it. It's like, not for thieving purposes. Okay, yeah. So I sell certain alchemical ingredients, here and there. It's just whatever you need, on the low.
Are we all together right now?
Yeah, unless you decide you're not.
I'd be going with everybody. I'm better in the company of people, not by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alchemical supplies, you say?
Yes, sirree. I do have some alchemical supplies. Farron,
Yeah.
This individual, this goblin, catches your eye. Um, you've seen him before. You've definitely seen him in the city before. Uh, you're not familiar with him, but you've seen him before. Yeah. Uh,
Would I be
yeah.
able? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I was
No,
going
what
to
was
say, would I be able to like roll something to see if I like can figure out where it is that I've seen him?
Well, I mean, no, I could just tell you. I mean, you've probably seen him like hang around in like the the shadier ends of Valishbor, you know, by the docks, by like the seedier taverns and inns, you know. Um, you've probably spotted him around like while you were on like guard duty, like when you were a guard. I mean,
Yeah.
but haven't seen much of this guy, you know, after you quit. Um, but from what you can remember, he hasn't essentially done anything bad, but being in the presence of less than legal things, that much you know about him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's at least there when you know they're done. But yeah. But yeah, so he's kind of looking around. He's got like shifty eyes. He's wearing like a long black cap that kind of droops down behind his head. So looking back at Pojam, he goes, "Yeah, I got some alchemical ingredients for you. That depends what you're looking for, buddy."
Well, to be honest, I'm not looking for anything at the moment. I'm just curious to see what you have, and you know, maybe you have some of your own unique concoctions.
Concoctions. Oh boy, buddy, boy. Oh, and he looks over at Maza. What are concoctions?
Just something you whipped up.
Oh, yeah, I got you. All right. So he kind of like steps down from the stool, and you guys don't see him anymore. You like see the top of his hat, and he's just like trying to like, and you hear him like digging through some glass, like you know, goes starts clanking and clinking to the side. And all right, he comes back on top of the stool, and he starts laying down a couple like glass vials of some form of well, there's a purple vial, a green vial, two red vials. He places down a small pouch that it sounds almost like there's like gravel inside of it, or like pebbles, something like that. And then he lays down like a pipe in with like what can I say? Like a miniature flint and steel. Oh, or a match. Shit, why not a match? Yeah. So he looks over and he's like, "So, concoctions, I got you. All right. So these little buddies over here," and he points to the glass vials. It's like, "Well, I got some potions, some you know, the healing variety, and I got this one." He points to the green one, and it goes, "Of the not so healing variety. The purple one here, to be honest, I found this. Not sure completely what it does, but I found it." Puts it over to the side. He takes a small bag and kind of shakes it in front of you guys, and he goes, "This right here, this is 100%." And he kind of looks to the side, making sure like no one's huddling around. And he's like, and he goes, "This right here is 100% whisper smoke, pure grade A stuff. All right." Yeah, I guarantee this is gonna provide you with a good time.
And that's the gravelly pouch thing.
Yes. Yeah.
What was it called again?
Whisper smoke. Yeah.
And oh well. Can I roll anything to see if I know what whisper smoke is?
Sure. You can go ahead and make a history check. I mean, you get the plain idea that it's probably drugs.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it has some
okay.
other.
Awesome. Sorry. So with this history check, whisper smoke is not very common in this area. Actually, it's more common towards the south, uh, towards the south near the merchant company, merchant country. I mean, but it is also very common in the Silesian Empire. Actually, Silesian Empire. It's whisper smoke. It's almost like a nerve numbing type of a smoking ingredient where you like fill a pipe with these pellets and you light them up. You inhale the smoke, and it numbs the nerves. It cools down, stress, anxiety, that type of thing. Um, but
So it's weed.
mm, not exactly. Because with that 18 history check, you do know that many people fall victim to its quite addictive properties. Um, yeah, and it ends up actually with continued use, it ends up debilitating certain. At least for elves, it debilitates some of their arcane abilities with enough usage. But that's like on an extreme level.
Well, I myself am not a proponent of whisper smoke, though rare it is an elf who finds comfort in it. I would suggest it is not anything any of us should take, but perhaps it could be used as a bribe to someone who does. Not saying that we would ever run into people that we need to bribe, but some
True.
people find value in it, and it is uncommon here.
So
it
Frank
is-
the Goblin. So Frank the Goblin kind of leans over and he's like, "All right, listen, Jack. Okay, if you buy it, if you don't buy it, it's none of my business how you use it. All right, you could pay me the gold and you could toss it over to the road fairies if you want. Okay, that's not much of my concern. But if you're looking to buy some of my wares, then you're welcome. Go ahead. But if not, I was just about pack up and leave. So
How much for the potions?
which one are you looking for? See, I like this lady. She's a good one. All right. So I got 2 healing potions. I got a potion of non-healing, if you catch my drift, and I got this mystery flavor over here. I'm not sure what it does, but surprise.
The health potions.
All right. Okay. So the health potions here, pretty pricey, but I'm offering them a slight discount. For what you'll find on the normal market elsewhere. I'm selling these 20 gold pieces.
Both?
No, just for one.
You say you don't know what the purple one is, correct?
That is true. I am not fully aware of what it is.
And 20 gold does seem a little pricey. How would I pay 20 gold and I get the purple one as well?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, lovely.
All right. So he says, "Is like, I don't know about that.
Come on,
That's-
Frankie.
It's 20 gold. That's a buy one get one free. Is what you're asking me here."
But you don't know what it does. It could be shit, for all I know.
Could be cursed.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. If you ever see shit that's purple and put it in a vial, you gotta go see a physician. But for all means and purposes, I got mouths to feed, honey. All right, my mouth.
For
in
20
particular.
gold, you can feed a lot of mouths. Especially with the shit they called food here.
All right. How about this, okay? How about we trade it for a favor, all right? 20 gold. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the red one for 20 gold pieces, and I'll give you the purple one for a favor. That sound
Kind of
fair?
beer are we talking?
All right. So this is how it's gonna go down. Okay. So uh, he kind of motions you guys to get closer, and as you inch forward, uh, he says, "All right. So I heard sometime yesterday there was some commotion about a couple of carts that made their way through the city. Some kind of fight broke out. A bunch of I don't know, some kind of bandits, rapscallions, something like that. They beat up some guards, and only one out of three of these cargo shipments, whatever it is, rides out of the city. All right. So now I don't know much about what could be in there, but I'm gonna tell you something. I know that it's three cargo sets like that, and all those guards, and whatever trouble those individuals might have caused them, whatever's in that cargo crate must be worth a lot. So I'm gonna trade you that potion and that potion, that favor, if you can bring me whatever's inside that cargo crate. Consider it done. How's that?
No matter what it is.
No matter what it is, unless it's gonna kill me, then forget about it. But yeah, how about that? Does that do it for you?
I don't think that's a very good deal. I mean, perhaps
Listen,
this shipment is worth hundreds, perhaps thousands of gold pieces, well more than the cost of 2 healing potions and a mysterious purple potion. I mean, not to disrespect your business, and you have to make a living, but we have to make a living also. Is there something that it has to be more than at least 500 gold pieces worth of stuff in this shipment? So shouldn't we have the equivalent in all fairness?
he kind of scrunches his nose and he goes, "Listen, Jack, I can see that you really like busting my chops here. All right, okay. If you're not totally down with going after this shipment, bring me whatever's inside of it, or whatever. You can forget about the purple potion. You could just pay me 20, take the healing potion, be done with it."
Are you sure there's nothing else that we can do?
He's gonna scratch his chin for a little bit. Starts thinking. You know what? There is something you can do for me. There is one thing you can do for me. All right. So he takes the red potion, the purple potion, and he kind of like packages it into like a small piece of cloth, wraps it up for you, and he passes it to you. All right. He passes it to you, and he says, "All right. So I'm gonna need 20 gold pieces for that," and he pulls out a small black rock out of his pocket, and he passes it over to you, and he says, "I want you to take that and go ahead and drop it in any open water barrel you see. All right."
What is it?
It's just a rock.
I'm sure it is. Can I roll an insight check?
An insight check? Yeah, sure, go for it.
Just a rock.
All right, wow. With the insight check, unfortunately, he looks at you with just a deadpan face. Like, it's just a rock.
Oh, that little shit. Fine. If you say it's just a rock, it's just a rock.
We'll be sure to tell the road fairies that this is a offering from Frank the Goblin, and I say it back in Sylvan. And so I can,
Yeah.
I think they would understand me.
Okay, so he goes. He's like, listen, all right, for all I care, you can drop that little rock inside there and tell the fairies to shove it up the ass, okay? The road fairies are nothing but trouble, okay? That's all it comes down to. So after all that, he motions for the 20 gold pieces, and I don't know who's paying for that.
I'll give him the 20 gold.
All right, so you pass him 20 gold. You guys obtain your items. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you head out?
Yes. Bojem is like, I hear the hammering of metal in the distance. I would like to see if I could find a blacksmith. Just trying to procure some sheets of brass.
All right, sure. Okay, after traveling for a little bit, you do. It's like a trip across the bazaar. You do see what looks like a. It's a miner's smithy. You know, it's something that you could just like pack up and just take with you. These guys are just kind of like smithing on the spot. And as you approach them, you see there are actually two dwarves, just kind of hammering away at some horseshoes. They're just making some nails here and there. As you approach one of the dwarves, an individual with like very thick mustache and this like double braided beard. He's got a bald head, like squat, thick arms, and he looks over at you and he's like, "Oi, can I help you with anything?"
Good day to you. I am seeking a couple sheets of brass.
Brass, alright, okay. Let me take a look out in the back. Just, hold on over here. By the way, the name's Thorn.
The name is Pojem. Glad to meet you, Thorn.
Nice to meet you as well. Just, give me a moment. And he kind of heads over into the back, and, you know, you hear, like, metal clanging, and you hear, like, glass break, and you like, hear a muffled, oh, shit! And, you know, some shuffling here and there. He comes out, and he holds two, they're fairly small. It's like, they're probably like 6 inches by 6 inches, the both of them. He says, were you looking for something bigger?
Yes, much bigger.
Much
Perhaps
bigger.
like 3 sheets.
How big were you looking for? Currently,
3 sheets about 12 by 12. I could perhaps do with copper, perhaps a good steel, but it would have to be thin enough.
May I ask? Hold on. Ooh, wrong accent. He goes. May I ask? What exactly do you plan on using this for?
Well, I have an inkling to create a large goblet shaped vessel. Perhaps anywhere from 10 to 16 inches in height, and perhaps 5 inches in diameter, maybe more, maybe a little less, and then tapering, you know, of course.
Oh well, I'm sorry, but unfortunately I don't have that type of material on hand at the moment. If you want, you could check by our main store, our shop. It's on the other side of Valishbor. It's some trek, but we do sell some large quantity materials over there.
And I look at, are we going that way?
No, he's pointing you like south. So Hannibal's meeting you at the northern gate, and you guys are on the like northwest end of the city. So if you guys head south, that's like completely on the opposite end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
How important is this?
it's not that important, but as we journey, it would give me something to do. Do you have any other sheets of metal? I mean, what do you have?
He says, "Is like, well, I mean, to be honest, we this small smithy we horseshoes, nails, small little fittings, something we could just make on this small location. But our main location does specialize in larger quantities of metal, as you're asking. But yeah, unfortunately, I only have ingots on hand.
I could take some ingots.
Oh, all right, okay. How many would you like?
Well, how much are they?
He starts kind of doing some math in his head. They're about 3 gold apiece.
3 gold apiece. And about a pound each, would you say?
Aye, yeah, a pound each.
Okay, I would like 2, please.
All right then. So he pulls out 2 iron ingots and passes them to you. Pay him 6 gold. All right. Farron, was there anything you would like to do before you guys head off?
Oh wait, one last thing. Sorry. Do they have any wax for like lost wax casting metal?
Yeah, I'd say they probably just hand you the wax for free.
Sold. All right, that's it.
All right.
Was there any places where I could get some cool arrows or something?
Yeah. There was a Fletcher when you guys walked in.
All right.
So I'd say if you pass by there, a lot of the arrows do look they indeed look like very beautiful. Some of them are crafted just as ornamental pieces. There are others of differing materials and such. But none of them really seem to differ in usage. Like you know, not one shoots better than the others, even though they might claim. But yeah, you do. I'll say you do notice one arrow though. It's made of metal. It's a very thin arrow, and it's made of some kind of steel or iron. But it's twisted. It's almost like it looks like a drill bit almost, like a screw, and so it's twisted back, and the fletchings are made of some kind of thick material. Yeah, I'd say that's the only one that really catches your eye. All the rest are just kind of different color and different types of feather fletchings, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much would that one be?
As you pick it up, the man who runs the stall, it's a woman. It's a female wood elf. She's talking to a customer, and she kind of goes oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Yes. What was that, man?
How much for this arrow?
Yes. Oh. She picks it up, and her hands just kind of twisting. She goes, oh, I was not aware I had this in my inventory. If you would please hold, I could check the price for you very quickly. She kind of motions over to a ledger, and she begins flipping through the pages and just kind of palming certain sections. She goes, all right. Well, I actually don't have a price for this, but it is in my inventory. So I'll sell it to you for 2 copper.
How much is that again?
2 copper?
Yeah.
They're pennies.
100.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
100 copper is 1 gold.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so if you pay copper, then you'll be left with like 9 silver and 8 copper out of 1 gold piece. You know.
Okay. 9 silver and what do you say?
98 copper.
All right, I'll do that. All right.
All right. So you guys all ready to go? Was there anything else you guys were looking for?
I think that's it.
All right. So sufficed and sated with your purchases for the day, you guys head towards the northern gate. After
Can I drop the stone into the barrel? Because, unfortunately, I am a woman of my word.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Dropped out or something. He's...
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Okay. I lost connection for a second.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Show, you there? Uh-oh.
Internet troubles. Oh.
You might have to reboot and...
Can you hear us?
We cannot hear you.
hello.
Yeah.
Ah, there you are.
Hey.
Oh man, I really apologize for that.
That's
My
fine.
connection dropped. Yeah, my connection dropped out of nowhere. Sorry. Okay. Great. Hannibal asked you guys if you found that potion shop you were looking for.
Oh, I wanted to drop that stone in one of the open barrels.
Right, yeah, I mentioned on your way here, you guys didn't really see any open water barrels.
Wasn't there that one that Pojam
Yes,
kind of
that's
molested?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, sure. Yeah, you could have done that. All right, no problem. So you drop
Yeah.
off that small black rock into there. Okay, yeah. So, all right. So you guys get ready and jump onto the carriage with Hannibal. So he asked you guys, are we ready to leave?
Yeah, looks like it.
All right then. Okay. So you guys load all your stuff up into the back. Does anyone want to ride in the front with Hannibal Green? Does anyone want to walk by the car? How do you guys want to travel?
Pojam would like to ride in the
Alright.
carriage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd probably ride in the carriage as well.
All right. Okay.
I'll
Cool.
walk along for a bit and eventually go in the carriage.
Gotcha. Sure. As you guys are traveling though, or about to embark, you guys hear kind of like a distant shout in the distance, like, "Hey, hey!"
I tell Hannibal, I think you should speed up.
All right. So he goes.
We have to
"All
catch
right."
up quick, you know. We lost a lot of time.
Yeah, he goes, all right, yeah, sure. So he gets, he's getting ready, getting on top, kind of trying to get a hold of the reins. Farron, you see in the distance, it's a familiar individual. You actually see Casimir in the distance.
Oh god.
He goes, "Hey, guys!"
Oh shit! I wave him towards us.
Yeah, Hannibal whips the horses, and the cart starts rolling. And he goes, "Hey!" So he's running up, and Hannibal's like, "God damn it! Do you want me to go or stop?" He starts pulling on the reins, and the dog barking, and on the side, Casimir's able to catch up, and he climbs into the back, kind of wiping some sweat off his brow, and he says, he goes, "Oh, thanks."
I'll climb into the back too.
Yeah, just, where you guys been?
Where have you been? You disappeared.
What do you mean I disappeared? You disappeared! The guards came down, you guys ran off, and then I ran in a different direction. And then night came, oh god, night came.
Oh no.
You okay?
Alright.
The night is
so-
terrible here.
Yeah,
It's
so with
very
that,
bad.
Hannibal
Night is
looks
dark
back.
and full of terrors.
Yeah, Hannibal looks back and he says, "Alright, so are we ready to leave, or am I just gonna..."
Yeah, we should be good now.
Alright. So, he whips with the horses, and the horses begin trotting off early morning out into the unknown beyond, between here and Fort Nightfall. So as you guys finally disembark from Valishbor on to the rest of Esrania, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
All right, right on.
Alright.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Oh, that was great.
All right, so well, thank you. You guys did pretty well yourselves. That was pretty good. There were some pretty good moments in tonight's session. Some funny ones, some dramatic ones. All right,
Someone
so
molested a barrel. It was great.
yeah, it was a time.
There's no molestation happening there. Just
It was consensual
it was
Consensual.
between Loot and
Road
the water
berries.
barrel.
It's
between
just
him and the water barrel.
just trying to create the most direct line of communication, perhaps with something that would listen to an open barrel of water.
All right. So so I don't know if you guys remember, but from the first game, I'm implementing this this rule for what's it called? Plot points.
Plot point?
So basically,
Oh yeah.
So basically, at the end of every session, we are gonna kind of go around the table and we're just gonna vote. Well, you can't vote for yourself, but everyone's got to vote for someone being like, who did you think had the best, how am I gonna word this? I guess like role play wise, combat wise, like who do you think was a star player in tonight's game? Does anyone want to start? Should I pick a volunteer?
Who wants to go first?
All right. Bookie, if you want to go first, maybe.
It's the hard decision.
I mean, you just have to name it. You just have to name a name. Just think of a point in the game that really either made you laugh, or you thought it was really cool, or it was a really stupid decision. So if you felt like someone did some like really good role play,
I think I'll go with Pojem for that barrel scene.
Alright. Okay,
Barrel
alright.
molestation at its finest.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Bashiri, if you want to piggyback off of that.
I went bookie last week, so I will go Maza this week for pulling Pojem away from his own curiosity, which could have gone really bad.
Yeah.
So that was clutch.
Well, you did it anyway, so.
But at least the door
tried.
was shut. At least the door was shut.
Yeah, didn't get the rest of us, so. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'll go Pojem again for the high quality barrel molestation. That was the best.
Alright.
Made me chuckle.
Alright, great. Okay, so I guess for tonight, I just want to say I feel like each of you guys had some pretty good moments out there. I want to say for Bookie, at least I think it was the part where actually I forgot that you understood Wraith. So I thought that was really cool with the whatever creatures that were out there following behind, that you were able to gain some of that information, but you didn't tell the rest of the party, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the heat of the moment, we were all just running for our lives, so.
Bashiri, I really enjoyed that that scene with your curiosity taking the better of you. I always think the best part of a character is the flaws, which is really great.
That flaw sucks.
and Scarcy, just Maz's general demeanor of like you entered a literal wizard's house and you were like, man, you're bullshit, that? Yeah, so that was very awesome. But the point is justifiable. It's by vote. It's given to Bashiri for tonight.
What point?
So Bashiri, you get a plot point at any. You carry this forever. At any point in the adventure, campaign, whatever, you can privately message me, or you could actually discuss it in the group chat. What you want to use a plot point for? Whether just literally anything you come up with. Except for finding items. That's a little on, that's a little on the edge. That's I don't go for that, but it's more like for example, if maybe you guys are caught in some trouble and the session ends right there, maybe between then and next week you could you could bring something up. Maybe some NPC comes out of nowhere to help, but then that comes with them maybe asking for a favor, something like that.
Okay.
So if you, so that's basically something that adds on to the story and the game itself.
All right, right on.
Yeah. So if you ever come down to think of something like that, go for it. And I think Bookie, you still have a plot point from last game.
Mm-hmm.
So same goes to you. If you ever think of any way to make the game, something that might add to the story, make it interesting, and whatever it might be, it literally doesn't matter. Go ahead, shoot me a direct message, and we'll talk about it.
All right.
All right, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. And well, I guess it's good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night. That was
All right,
Good
take it
night.
easy.
good time.
And-
Good
See you
time.
next week, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys next week, Sunday.